that's part of the SMS. We're listening to Education at Midweek in the slot of the SMS. And of course, our guest this morning is the Montserrat County Education Officer. That's the man who's responsible for education in the whole of Montserrat. He's the president in another world. He's Mr. David V. Boyka. Mr. David Boyka, welcome to the program.
Thank you this morning.
Oh, please put your, please help to get on quickly. Okay, we need to, okay, so welcome.
Thank you this morning for having me on your program.
Okay, so first, Mr. Boyka, we want to know about the enrollment in Montserrat. How many schools, how many students, public schools I'm making reference to? What do you have?
All right, firstly, let me appreciate the communication director for the Ministry of Education, Maxim Blayton, for having me on this show this morning. Approximately, the public school students, we collect data in stages. As the school year began, we collected data. So for public school in Montserrat 1, let me make something clear.
Surely.
Montserrat has two CEOs.
Okay.
We have Montserrat 1 controlled by me, and we have Montserrat 2 controlled by Honorable Harrison Dawolo.
So where is the one, where is the two? How do we look at them?
Fine. Montserrat 1 starts from Simple Bridge.
Okay.
The entire Bush Road Aslan. It moved towards Central Monrovia.
Okay.
Comes towards Cinco and around Painesville, going towards ELWA, Aratu Junction. And we end up to Wentan as you go in Magibi. And then going along the freeway, the double bridge, that is the demarcation for Montserrat 1.
Okay, so there where you control.
There I control.
So where's the two?
The two starts from the same double bridge, the Bannersville belt, going towards Attington, going Carisbrand, Tody, and as far as the boundary between Montserrat and Bomi County.
Wow.
That is Montserrat 2.
Okay. Now, what's the rationale for dividing that?
In past years, the ministry noticed that supervision was a problem. So an individual controlling Montserrat, the desired results were not being achieved. So for this reason, they had to demarcate the county into two and then brought in more district education officers so that monitoring and supervision would be very effective and vibrant.
Now, I know the arrangement or the division has been made already, but don't you think, it would have been quite, prudent, if at all, the education sector just had one county education officer with lots of district education officers?
Well, it would have been, but if you look at the demarcation, I think it's proving well and is yielding the desired results.
Okay.
Because that is the essence of having monitoring and evaluation.
So the monitoring and evaluation is very effective.
It's very effective now.
Okay, with the division.
With the division.
County Montserrat 1 and County Montserrat 1 and Montserrat 2.
Yes. Take for example, if you have a DEO controlling over 200 schools, would that DEO be effective?
Okay.
It's not possible. So with the demarcation, we still seeing DEO carrying 100 schools under their jurisdiction. With the number of DEOs we have in Montserrat County, we have 26 DEOs in Montserrat.
Okay.
Montserrat 1 has 15, and Montserrat 2 has 11 DEOs.
Okay, so I asked the question earlier, but you sought to make the clarification.
Yes.
What is the enrollment like now?
The enrollment for Montserrat 1, we have 17,283 students. That's
17,000.
17,283 students that enrolled at the beginning of this academic year.
In Montserrat 1?
In Montserrat 1. So as we are coming back from the break, we are going to evaluate that identical enrollment as to whether there is an increment or there was some shortfall.
Now, do we know the number of girls and the number of boys?
The boys are The guys, at about 8,000. Let me just verify to be.
Yes, you can go right ahead. Yeah,
yeah,
you can set your
Yeah,
your records there. 077-654-0987. That will be the number
Yeah.
that you'll be calling on, because we got a couple of things to talk about.
Yes,
the
sir.
education sector will be looking at dress code.
Yeah.
What does the policy say?
Yeah.
What the guidelines say? The issue of gala day celebration. What is guideline on that? We'll be looking at that as well. Okay, so I'm sure you've done your search now.
Yes, sir. For the female, we have 9,151.
9,000.
151. And for males, we have 8,132.
Why more girls than boys now?
You see, there are awareness carried out by the day.
Okay.
Because there's a saying that says, if you educate a female or a girl, you educate a nation. And this has been going on, and we have had partners that have come to support girls' education in Liberia. Now, we are now seeing the contrary, where our boys now are dropping because of many engagements that you see them doing. Motorbags and other things, gold mining and other areas in the rural counties. But for Monserrato, what we're experiencing has to do with this motorbag issue. So we are now engaging our partners. As you had it for the guys, we want you to please replicate that to our boys, so our boys can come back to go to school. Because
So the increase in the number of girls in school now is as a result of some awareness carried out by the partners.
Massive awareness by the partners, the educating workers, the parents as well, even you
Okay.
as well.
Okay, now, so let's look at the aspect that has to do with your policies,
Yeah.
your guidelines regarding females and male teachers' dress code.
Yeah. We as teachers, we sit at a place where our students are willing to imitate from us. We are role models. So decent dressing as an educator, it helps to improve the system, because you will have students that want to be like you. Now we encourage our female teachers and our male teachers to dress modestly and get on the campus. And we also encourage them to not wear those t-shirts that have those slogans that will bring some problems in the classroom. When you wore a t-shirt with some funny writing on it, when you are teaching, you are imparting to the students. And when these things are showing at the back of your t-shirts,
They get distracted. Now, what's your interpretation of modest dressing?
Well, some female might use their lapper suit, well dressed. Some have their trouser suits.
Lapper suit coming down to the heels, or lapper suit coming down to the knees, or something?
Right after the knees would be better for us.
Okay.
It'll be very good for us.
But before the knees, what happened?
You know that you are not showing a good signal, because that's a model dressed. And once the student sees that with you, it means that they're going to be replicating that into their own society.
So you are espousing here that our female teachers should always be in lapper suit? Is that what you're saying?
Not always. I think I said trouser suit could be better. Your lapper suit could be better. You wear your jeans.
What kind of trouser suit are you making reference to? The one showing the hips or what?
No, the one that will make you, your shirt will not be shown out. Those are things that we're looking at. I'd like to show some examples. If you look at, if you ever seen the dean for the College of Education at the University of Liberia, I really admire this lady.
Who is she?
She is Dr. Cassell.
Okay.
She's normally moderately dressed in her lapper suit, in her trouser suit, and I admire her a lot.
Now, has there been instances, Miss Boyka, where teachers were either asked out of the classes or asked out until they can come in modestly attired?
Oh yes, those are instructions we gave to the immediate bosses on the campus, because you have the administrator at the campus level, and they manage the school. Now, if they are not implementing what we get there, we reinforce it.
But why this restriction? What do you see?
Which restriction?
Restriction trying to tell teachers female teachers as to what to wear.
Because we are we are imparting into the society those good virtues that will build the society and makes it better for us.
A female teacher could come with a mini dress. What is wrong with that?
It's showing a bad signal because students will be imitating exactly what you are carrying out there. And what will you tell them? If you were to come with a mini skirt and the student came with a mini skirt, what will you tell the student?
So is it immoral or what are you? What are you?
It is. It shouldn't be.
A female teacher wearing a mini skirt?
It shouldn't be. It is. You know, we are building the moral aptitude of our children. So in that line, we should be an example. If you are not an example, why should you be there? It means you shouldn't be there. Then this fee is not for you.
Okay. So what about the males now?
The males, we always told them also, dress
necktie, a coat suit.
It may not always be a coat suit, but it's good to have coat suit. It's good to have your proper suit. Don't wear skin tight, size 1. Don't wear this short trouser, what they call GQ, or you have this round neck t-shirt that the neck has getting, wider. It shows that you are not setting a good example for your own students. You are nurturing.
Okay, but what does this trouser that doesn't go way down to the knees? What does it mean?
This is what I'm saying.
What does it mean?
It's like you are showing bad examples to your own students. Who advise who? You are the role model. Now you come with a skin tight trousers. You come with a short trousers right beneath your knee. If a student come with that, what do you tell the student?
So you want the trouser of the male teacher to cover the shoes?
Definitely.
To cover the shoes, is that what you want?
Definitely.
But how does that happen?
Oh, even when.
So who then sees the shoes if you want the trouser to cover the shoes?
No, it may not cover the shoe 100%, but it must rest on top of the shoes.
Okay, it should rest on top of the shoes.
It should rest on top of the shoes. It makes it better for you.
You were talking also about T-shirts. T-shirts should have some funny writing. What do you call funny writing?
Yeah, they are slogans. Some T-shirts have slogans written at the back. And it depicts some, once you are teaching in the classroom, you need the total attention of the students. Now, if you have a slogan that is depicting something that we call laughter in the class, it means that you have distracted the attention of the students. For example, you have a funny writing like let's say you have an inscription, funny boy. Now, it's showing at the back of your T-shirt while you are focusing on your board teaching. Now, if a student looks at that, they get distracted, and once a child gets distracted and starts laughing, it raises concern. Other students will start asking, then they start pointing at your back. They start pointing at you. And at the end of the day, the entire class gets
So what kind of T-shirt should the male teachers wear now? What kind of T-shirt?
I would prefer
plain T-shirt?
I would prefer
no writing?
The plain T-shirt. If there are writing on your T-shirt, it should be educative. It should be educative. Something that will speak to the minds of the children. That it makes it better.
Muscle arm T-shirt? Or?
No muscle arm T-shirt, no sleeveless T-shirt. No.
So what kind of T-shirt? Something looking like a gown?
No, it's not a gown. No, it's not a gown. But if you wear a T-shirt with the sleeves, either a short sleeve or a long sleeve, it's better off. But not muscle arm, where your armpit will be.
But the guy is coming in on a Friday with his jeans, and you can wear his muscle arm.
No. That is not tolerated in the classroom.
God would not accept that.
No, we would not accept that. We would not accept that at all.
You're listening to the Education at Midweek. Now, let's look at your policy as well on Gala Day celebration.
All right.
What have you written in the book regarding that?
At first, we had Gala Day that no parade on the main street.
No parade?
That was the initial. No parade at all. And we said, if you want to have a parade, have your parade in the communities. We started to receive feedbacks. Take, for example, take Central Monrovia. Do we have a community role in Central Monrovia? There are schools in Central Monrovia. There are schools in Vietown. Do we have community roles that can accommodate our students? So we thought to go back to update the information. We told the school administrators, the first thing you do for us, create the awareness by placing your gala day activities into your information sheet.
Okay.
And gala days should be only limited to 2 days. If you want to extend to the weekend, that would be better for us. The next thing we told them, if your gala day is approaching, do the needful for us. Write a communication firstly to the district education officer. And the district education officer will furnish my office with the information so that when I'm moving in the street, if I see a school, that information has already been drafted and sent to my office, I will know that this school is supposed to be in the field in the street at this time. The next thing we told them, the nearest police station in your community, write the police station that you are about to get in the field to have your gala day activities, and let them assign an officer that will guard the students while they are in the parade. It makes it better for every one of us. And since that, I think they are being law abiding by our school administrators.
So as you speak, schools are not parading in the streets anymore.
Schools are parading, but under the supervision of officers.
Okay.
Yeah, under the supervision of officers. Any school that will parade without the supervision of officers, it means you are in violation.
Okay. So, according to your guideline,
Yes, sir.
gala day celebration can be held.
Yes. Yes.
But it should be well organized and
It should
coordinated.
be well organized and coordinated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're not going to allow that to happen.
No.
Okay. We've concluded on that. Let's hear from you regarding the MOE policies on graduation before the release of wise results or WAG. Because there has been a major conflict in the issue.
Yes.
A controversial issue.
Yes,
There have
sir.
been many schools who will, graduate as students. They don't wait for the wise results, and at the end of the day, nothing happens. They go with impunity.
Yeah, let me firstly appreciate the school administrators for this going year. When I first took over in the end of 2021, there was proliferation of graduations all over this county. We started to engage stakeholder meetings, engage our school administrators, proprietors to do the needful. As a result of the engagement, in 2021-2022 school year, we did not see a violator. No school violated in Masoraido that they had graduation before
The results. Okay.
They all waited when results came, and we started to have our graduations at our various school levels.
But why are you so keen? What are you, requesting or maybe mandating that there shouldn't be graduation before results come up?
This is a policy from the Ministry of Education, and we are the enforcers, so we make sure that these policies are enforced to the full.
What is wrong with that? If someone held their graduation before wise,
in West Africa, the West African Examination Council exam has now become our yardstick to evaluate our various schools.
okay.
So if we will have a school that will have graduation before the release of the results, it becomes like the Ministry of Education is not in control. So for this reason, the guidelines have been set that before we have any graduation in this county or this country, there should be release of results before we can have that graduation.
Now, what are you trying to guard against?
We just trying to do the needful. We try to set standards for our system. You know, and I know, pre-war education in Liberia, how standard it was. But because of where we found ourselves, we are trying to get back to pre-war status.
So, in another word, you are saying that if the schools are to conduct their graduation program,
Yes, sir.
they should wait for the WAS results.
Definitely.
And those who don't pass the WAS results should not be allowed
Should
to
not
graduate.
be allowed to be a part of the program.
Okay. as to why you put that into place.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. You're listening to Education at Midweek. And of course, this program is sponsored, funded by the Ministry of Education. Our guest here is Montserrat County one education officer. He's Mr. David V. Bork. He's our guest already here trying to make us understand some of the guidelines and policies on some of the major regarding some of the major decisions they've taken to better the education sector of our country. Now, let's go to processing fees, Mr. David. What policies you have regarding the official amount for processing fees for grade 3, 6, 9, and 12?
Thank you very much. This processing fees issue over the years have been a problem, and the ministry deemed it necessary to come with a policy on this processing fees. For grade 6, the wire fee,
What about 3?
grade 3. For grade 3, parents are asked to pay 1,000 Liberian dollars for the exam.
The what exam?
The
Which exam?
that is the how do we classify this test? The benchmark test. That's the benchmark test for our 6th graders to know.
For third grade, let's start with third grade.
Yeah, for third grade. I'm talking about third grade now. That's the benchmark test to see how effective our curriculum is.
Okay.
So the parent had to pay $1,000 for. The
1,000 United States dollars or
Liberian dollars for at wire office, and the processing fee is 150 Liberian dollars. For grade 6.
So it's 1,100.
1,150 Liberian dollars.
Okay.
For grade 6, the parents are to pay 2,000 Liberian dollars plus the processing fee of 150 Liberian dollars, totaling to 2,150 Liberian dollars.
For grade 6.
For grade 6. For grade 9, it's divided into 2. Government is paying for public 9th graders. And the private schools, parents are paying for their children. And the cost for wire fee in 9th grade is 5,000 Liberian dollars. So for students attending public schools are only to pay 150 Liberian dollars for processing.
Okay.
For students in the private sector are to pay 5,150 Liberian dollars. For 12th graders, government is responsible for the fees for all of 12th graders in Liberia. So parents are to only pay 150 Liberian dollars. And that is just it.
Now, but are you monitoring whether schools are not overcharging what you are charging?
We are monitoring. Now, this is why we have set a channel. And the channel to eradicate these things starts with the parents themselves. We air this thing over and over. It is placed in the academic calendar. It is placed at the ministry website that this is the fees you are to pay. Now, we expect there is a perfect coordination. We work with the PTAs.
That's the Parents Teachers Association.
Parent Teachers Association. We work with the Principals Association. We work with the Teachers Association. Now, when these things are emanating at the school level, we expect the PTA to connect the PTA chair of that school. The PTA chair of that school will connect the district PTA head. The district PTA head will connect the district education officer. And as the district education officer informs me, I also inform the PTA here for the county, so that there will be a perfect coordination, that when the issues are coming out, we can handle them with ease.
Now, Mr. David, the reason why I ask you, Mr. Boyka, rather, the reason why I ask you, that's been the whole concerns about your processing fees.
Yes.
There are schools that understand reportedly are charging more than what you have asked them to charge. So that's the reason when I ask whether your monitoring is actually effective.
It's effective, but one thing I want you to remember, this channel has been set because I cannot be at all of the schools at the same time. But if the parents are at the school and these things are emanating and they raise the concern, we move in immediately and put it to a halt. There are schools that we have called, we call the administration, come, we get this information, you are charging this fee. Is it true? Yes, okay. Go now, do a refund and send back to us the listing of students who have signed for their money.
When did you do that?
This academic year.
How many schools?
Oh, there are many schools.
More than 10 schools?
More than 10 schools. There are many schools.
You asked them to refund the people
We
money?
asked them to refund. And they did.
And the date?
The date.
You sure of that?
I'm 100%.
They didn't bring you a list that they just fabricated?
No, because students who signed, their contact numbers are there. We place the call and do follow up to the schools.
So again, I want you to restate, because there are many parents that are listening.
Yes.
You said for grade 3, what is the processing fee?
$150 Liberian dollars.
Okay.
Grade 6, $150 Liberian dollars. Grade 9, $150 Liberian dollars. Grade 12, $150 Liberian dollars.
And what that fee is for?
The registration is being done digital. It's a digital process. So to facilitate that process, so that you can get your registration completed at WIAC office, that is, you start at your school level and put in all of your data that you need and then forward to WIAC office. We will not say, school, you are obliged to do this. So you must be able to facilitate that process. This is why the 150 is being collected.
Okay. Now, Mr. Boyka,
Yes,
let's come to a very important aspect in our whole school running program. You agree with me that the schools are they have different ways in handling students who come to school late. Some will close the gates on those students, the latecomers, and some will ask them to go out. I mean, to remain out. Some will, encourage them to come in, but place them under some punishment, and including beating, corporal punishment. What does your policy say?
Thank you very much for that question. Firstly, let me make it emphatically clear that the Ministry of Education is not encouraging lateness. That's the first thing we want to establish on this platform. We don't encourage lateness. But when the situation occurs where students are late, we have told school administrators time without number. The essence of having school is to educate the children. So if these students will come late and you put them out, are you meeting your educational objective that you wrote in your plan book? No. What we encourage school administrators, usher these students in and create an avenue where you will find some physical environment punishment for them. Either they sweep and continue their lessons, because missing the day, they are missing the lessons. So this is our message. We are speaking to school administrators.
But are you monitoring? Because on several occasions, Mr. Boyka, we see, especially those schools that are in fence, we see them, keeping the latecomers outside, vulnerable to attacks and all of that.
We've told them, we monitored, and we keep telling them, and we are still telling them, if you want to become an educator, you must follow the policy. The rules and regulations are there. This is, I don't like to see somebody, you make up an objective. You say, this is my objective for this academic year. And at the end of this school year, I will see this thing happening, and you become to contradict. And as I tell you, we
Apparently, this policy is just restricted to public schools.
No, no. We have control over both public and private schools.
Then it means that your monitoring mechanism is not effective.
It's effective.
Because many times, if I'm driving to work, you see lots of the students outdoor, especially schools that do have fans, and they keep the students outdoor, exposing them to attacks.
Except where you have those school names and then place them to me, then I can move in immediately. But you guys,
Now, what could be the punishment then?
The punishment, first day, the power be. You must take time how to use the power. When these situations occur, we move in first, and then have a conference to find a workable solution to the problem. So when these things are not adhered to, then we move in now.
Okay, now you when those things are not adhered to, then you move in.
Yeah, but take the action now.
Now, you said that if the students come in late,
yes,
the school should be able to usher in and give them some minor punishment.
Minor punishment that will make them to go back to class.
So
and then put you on the lesson.
What policies do you have on corporate punishment? You don't tolerate it, or you do?
We don't tolerate corporal punishment anymore because it inflicts pain on a child. Psychologically, mentally, it plays on a child.
Physically
as well. So we have encouraged our school administrators, please eradicate corporal punishment from the school.
So your school administrators, beating is not allowed in the schools?
No.
That's what the man is saying?
That is it.
So any administrator that strikes a student with maybe the rattan or whatever it is, what should happen?
Administrative decision will be taken against that administrator.
What kind of administrative decision?
It ranges from warning, suspension, and the like. There are many, depending the gravity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Depending the gravity. Okay, so let's move to an important one again before we open the lines. In time past, and I'm sure up to present, I know sometimes you hear that teachers, some of your administrators and teachers, are involved with entering some actual affairs with female students. Do you have a policy?
We have a policy for that.
What does the policy say?
The policy says that no teacher, no school administrator is to have an affair with any student. If it is alleged, the investigation starts first at the school base because there that instructor is assigned. Mm-hmm. And that investigation should be very, very fast. When that is done, it's reported to the next level in command, the district education officer. He's done his or her part of that, and then refer to me. Then we do a communication. If that individual is guilty, we first serve you a letter of suspension at the county level.
Suspension?
Suspension at the county level.
Of a school administrator who has entered a relationship with a student.
Let me learn.
And apparently practice a kiming.
Let me learn.
Okay, learn.
Let me learn.
Go ahead.
Because I don't have the authority of dismissal. That's what I'm saying. I first serve you the letter of suspension, removing you from your post, and write for further action to the ministry. Because the ministry has the absolute right to dismiss a teacher, not me at the county level.
So you suspend
and remove you from the post with immediate effect and forward the
for time indefinite, or
for time indefinite,
or for 2 months,
for time indefinite, and report the case to the ministry for further action.
So wherein, in case you suspended the instructor, you don't know his house at all, the man does not show up for any investigation, what happens to the female student who are now being pregnant?
No, if it goes that far, if it gone that far for pregnancy, because your question did not tell me about pregnancy.
Okay, where did pregnancy come?
Fine, you say an affairs. Fine, this is why.
An affairs that leads to pregnancy. Where does it come?
Fine.
So what happens?
All parties must be involved. The parents of that child, the school administrators, the education officers, we all will be involved.
No, I'm asking, what is the first action are you going to take against that teacher or the school administrator who has entered an affair with a student, impregnated the student?
Impregnated the student, that leads to dismissal.
Dismissal?
Dismissal.
So then what happens to the female student?
The female students...
Who takes care?
Well, we will call on...
Education minister will do so?
No, education minister does not have
to... So who takes care then?
The person who initiated his process, he takes his
responsibility. But you already dismissed the man gone.
Oh yes, but the law is there. The law is there, we can still take him to the police.
But do you know where he lives?
Of course.
Do you know where your students, your teachers live?
We know. We have the addresses of all of our teachers at our school level. We know them. So we can trace them, take them to the police, they take the responsibility of their own damage they have caused. They are responsible. They created it, so they should bear the full weight of it.
So let's look at it from the other end.
Yes, sir.
The the male teacher entered a relationship with the student. Unfortunately, unfortunately, there was no pregnancy for his part, but the relationship was there. Yeah. So what happens?
That one will suspend you for months without salary.
Months? How many months?
It depends the gravity of the situation. It could be 2
just
months,
a mere relationship.
It could be 3 months, it could be 6 months. I say it depends on the gravity of
but that's a mere relationship. So how many months?
Mere relationship, we could send you out for the month without any salary.
So what's about the student?
The students, we just have to, this is why the guidance counselors are at the schools now. We see how we can just counsel that child. If we see that it is, the bullying is becoming too much, we see how we can transfer that child to another school so that the child can be traumatized.
We want you to be honest on this platform.
Yes, sir.
Have you come across such a case?
Not yet. Not yet. None of them have been reported to my office.
A case where a male administrator or teacher went into a relationship with a student and impregnated the student?
That has not been reported to my office.
But you've heard that before?
I heard it, but it's not been reported to my office. It's not just a rumor, and I don't act on rumors. Never.
And you don't care to investigate what
I investigate, and I didn't find any magnitude in the case.
Which school then?
No, I leave it concealed at this hour.
Leave it concealed?
Yes, sir.
Why?
The reason is there was no magnitude and there was no truth in this, so I don't want to expose any school.
So are you saying that a female student maybe fabricated the
story? Of course. That was an allegation levied. And not all allegations.
You sound as if you are in support of the school administrator, for which you didn't do anything at all.
I can never be in support of such a crime.
So to what extent did you investigate that you found out that the story was fabricated?
From the root of the case, all the way to where we met it. And we found out that was a fabrication.
So if a student now, a female student, fabricated against a school administrator or lied against a school administrator, what do you do to the student?
The student, first we call the parents. We'll call the parents and bring this case before them. And we talk to the school administrator. It could be your child. Don't take it at heart and put this child out. Accommodate them in the system. They could be a future leader for tomorrow. And that's how we handle this.
No, I'm making reference to the specific case that I asked you about, which you said you investigated and there was no magnitude in it. So what did you do to the student?
We called the parents, talked to the parents, and brought the parents, the students. We talked to them, and then we asked them to advise their daughter to not repeat such. And Mr. Administrator,
during your investigation, then did you bring them in face to face, the student and the teacher?
Firstly, we did individual. From there, we came back.
Separately did it?
Separately. Then we brought them together. And the child realized that she was in error.
She was trying to lie against the...
Yes. And so we just talked to the school administrator, please have mercy on this child. And he said, I'm done with that. And that was just it.
0776 540 987. That's the number to call. 0776 540 987. It's an alternative line. It's not the studio line, please. Or you call the studio line 088. Where's my producer? I think this line should be off. But in the meantime, you can call the alternative line 0776 540 987. Alternative line. After this program, don't call this number, or else when I get the meeting. Okay, so let's take this caller quickly. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, sir. I'm okay.
Okay, this is Jim F. We're calling from Wetlands Road, Check Junction, Pacific. And I got to contact you on the show this morning.
Go right ahead.
Go ahead.
Concerning about the students and the teachers this day. And the road the Minister of Education brought in the classroom is serious problem to our children. But this time, no discipline. So in making the children rule in this time, the attitude, the substance that they take in before they go to class, they don't get respect for the teachers at home because no discipline. You tell your parents, say, if you be student, I will carry you to the police station. I will do this. In our time, I will wonder those that they used to beat me under the flagpole every week. And it made me where I am today. I said, thank God, I think that it was bad because I used to behave, they came and compete with my father. They would bring me back. The next school, they do discipline me. But this time, if you tell anybody, say, I will carry you to the police station, you're not supposed to be my son. But if the son may behave to the law, he say, but the teacher not treating you good. So, the rule that they brought in the classroom concerning about no discipline is bringing serious problem to our children. Let the discipline come back to school. Or otherwise, you will see students will be fighting teachers.
Okay.
Just in the narrative, you couldn't find that God, if they whip you, you go where your father whip you. But if you come and say, oh, you be my son or you be my daughter, okay, the police station, making the children rule. And
Okay.
they're not learning.
Okay, many thanks, many thanks. I see he wants that to be reintroduced in the schools, the beating. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, morning, sir.
Yeah. Right. I'm a parent, James Cooper, from Point Police Academy. Sorry. I heard that is still they talk about YC for first grade, and sixth grade, 9, 8. The third grade, I was taking a bath. My daughter who is second grade in one school to Johnsonville. Then I found it was there in school ground.
Hello? Oh, my God. He's off the line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just listened to the district one, and then I had two major concerns. Yeah, my first concern is about the wire, the wires. That is, if I were in school, first of all, my name is Augustine Fody, calling from Morris's farm. And then if I'm in school and the school, I pass in the school, and then I fill in a wire or in a wire, I mean, I shouldn't graduate. That's my first concern. And second concern is that the country wants gentlemen to understand that in patrol, he sent agents also to schools, to the various schools. Because in Morris's farm, here where we live after Red Light, almost all the schools that in Morris's farm here, 90% of our children will pay their school fee, and then when they go to school, the school close the gate on them. And they will lot of the street over there. This was most of them will find out in the ghettos, in the uniform, and what have you. But they mean making the world to know that he sent agent. One school, Madaniel Faith, second school, Messiah, third school, and Perico. And these are schools that we now school in fact, but during them lots of the street, I end up in the uniform and going in the ghetto here. I mean, but we say no concern because it's a private school. And sometimes we want to say they don't want concern about their own school. So how can this thing happen?
Okay.
That's my two concerns.
Many thanks, many thanks. I'm sure he'll respond to that. We'll provide him the opportunity to respond. Let's take this call on the line. Good morning. Good morning. Hello? Good morning. Oh, it seems that this caller is not ready. 0776 Good morning.
Morning, sir. How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay, this is Abengo Chief Nita. I'm calling from District Amos River County.
Let's hear from you.
Let me say good morning to you, Mr. Josh. I used to be here at the Chief Border in Peru, but now I'm in River County.
Okay.
And let me just congratulations to you guys for his school this morning. I think what he expresses on education matter, I think is progressive. Let me apply. I hope that he will continue so that people can be aware of why that continue with the education and some of the candidates that people feel it.
Okay. Many thanks. Many thanks. Let's take this caller. Good morning. Okay. This caller is off the line. 0776 Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Let's hear from you.
Yeah, man, call is from my mother.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to ask some concern. How to do with this YC for the sixth grader. There's a school that I heard from the student guys. The sixth grader paid $2,150. Yeah, but the school charging $3,000. And the school are charging $4,500 for sixth graders. So what do you have to do about it?
Okay. Many thanks. He's taking notes. He'll respond. Good morning. We'll take two more calls. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, please lower the volume of the radio. Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
My concern had to do with one of the government had control over both private and public schools. And number one, if they were paid through, then why is it that students wake up and then clarify all the school? That's my concern.
Okay. Okay. Let's take this caller. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, this is Isaiah Gray and I call from district number 3, Masarauta.
Let's hear from you.
Thanks to the student guys for appearing this morning. This is one of the show I've been waiting to see. My concern has to do with the sanitation of various schools. There are poor sanitations in most of our schools, and I think the supervisory arm of the Ministry of Education has to do with it. They have to do more in the case that most schools are operating wagons that are not decent. At the end of the day, our children come down with infections and other things. So there's a need for serious supervision in serious schools. Before children go into school after 8, after 9, and they stay enter the schools, they go with their hair, news, their hair, and not caught. I mean, our education sector is serious monitoring.
Okay.
Thank you.
Many thanks. Let me take this last caller quickly. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
My name is Arthur G. Father-Finger, calling from Joga Time. Yeah, this administration is not doing well for our children. That's why you see, Minister President for the World War League. Because these days when children go to school, even now they really go to school by 7:45. 7:45 goes straight for 8 o'clock school starts. But these days children go to school 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and they go out, they put it together, no punishment. Some of us went to school in Lofa, Kada, for Lofa. We come home late, we go to school late.
Okay.
They on the flag, they wait you. We're 25 by a bare ball. If one of that on Friday, you go out, you go on the teacher and go press, it's fine. And that will lead to lean at the end of the day, so the point they need to come back in the school.
Okay.
No matter human right will suffer all in a blue.
Okay. Many thanks. 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 We really appreciate your time. Let's go to our student guests to respond to those questions.
All right. Thank you very much for the callers. The first person talked about the discipline is no longer in the school, and almost similar thing like the last person who just spoke. You know, when we come, Liberia yesterday
You got 5 minutes to respond.
is not Liberia today. Liberia was able to sign up to the Convention on the Right of the Child. And if you look at that document, it speaks volume. And one of the things in in that identical document talks about corporal punishment. Should be eradicated at the school level. Now, once you are a signatory to a document, you are a part to that document, and you must implement it to the fullest.
Surely.
Now, parents, you are all stakeholders in the educational sector. If you want to go back and bring corporal punishment in the school, write your communication, take it to the decision makers at the ministry. Once it's been settled at the level of the ministry, they will flip it down to us, and then we will be the implementers at this level.
Okay.
But for now, what we have on the book, no corporal punishment.
Okay.
And we implement it to the fullest. And the guy from Police Academy, he was trying to identify the school, but he didn't really, and they called. And the man who called talked about Messiah and Madinia School. Their students are out all the time. I can assure you that I'll be their guest tomorrow morning to see for myself, because first day I will call the district education officer for that district and get some feedback from him, and I will be their guest in the morning.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And for the other person who talked about schools are charging $3,000 for 6th grade national exam, $4,000. Just do me a favor. Let me just call my number to you and send me the name of that school. You will see the next action. My number is 077-348291. Just copy that number, send me the name of the school, and we will call the conference immediately, and there will be, once that school is found guilty, there will be an immediate refund of your money. For the hair issue, I think this is something that we are on by the day. By the day, I can tell you, the communication director just visited one school, and he went there and told the school administrator, if these children don't take off the weave, no school. And immediately they did it. We are in the field. We are making sure that these things are implemented to the fullest. And I said it, we can be at all of the schools at the same time.
Okay.
When these things are coming up, just call on us. Or you call the ministry's number 1416. It will make this thing to be simple for everybody. But it's not possible that we can be all over at the same time.
Okay. So students are not using weave anymore.
I think I just heard from him that there's a school that is using weave. I think he could do the needful for us. Just send out the name of that school, and we'll move in immediately.
Mr. David V. Boyk, we really appreciate your time this morning on Education at Midweek.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay.